Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We have got two awesome guests. We are so excited to be joined by Henry Zebrowski and Ed Larson, co-hosts of Last Podcast on the Left and Side Stories, and Ed also co-hosts The Brighter Side on Last Podcast Network with Amber Nelson. So thanks for being with us, guys.
I wish we had an applause sound.
Applause. Hype it in.
I'll do it for myself.
That's called like a groan of recognition. I actually really appreciate more of those.
Hype it in.
Oh, to the podcast.
Ooh, well, thanks for being here. Y'all are in LA. How are things? We hear your city is
What?
on fire. It's
What are you
chaos.
talking
going
No,
on?
I'm kidding. It seems lovely. We wish we were there to protest. with you.
Anything exciting happening?
I killed an ICE officer with my bare hands.
Yeah.
That was like
That's a
super crazy.
patriot.
Yeah.
That was super kind of a wackadoo afternoon I had.
I'm gonna go see the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade this weekend.
Oh,
That's gonna be
nice.
fun. Yeah.
Looking forward to
Is
it.
that what you're calling? Is that what downtown's called right now?
The Last Crusade?
They just send a giant boulder down the
yeah,
101.
roll through. No,
Bringing the boulders.
we said it on Side Stories. Legitimately, they were put into, it's like a 2-block radius that
Yeah.
is sort of a literal protest zone. It is entirely organized.
Mhm.
The soft people I know that are there proves to me that it's quite organized.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
Stephanie from Full House is down there. Like Jodie
We're-
Sweetin is down there. Like,
I think we're
Exactly.
far from martial law. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so I feel that
My
I got
dog nanny's there.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not really.
I don't think it's not World War IX. It's not the Civil War. It's an actual protest, which is it's a massive important part of a healthily functioning democracy.
you know, I'm like, hey, it's your constitutional right. I did see somebody on a scooter get stopped by LAPD, and the cop said, I got to take this. And it was a cold drink out of the guy's backpack. And the guy was like, hey, wait.
It's
I think I
'cause
just
guys-
got
water.
robbed."
It's because
He just
guys
took
were
it for
throwing
himself?
water. One of the biggest crimes that has happened so far is that a protester threw a bottle of water at a police officer.
No
Oh
one should
my
have drinks
gosh.
anymore.
So my first thing is, let's nuke him.
Yeah.
That was like my first.
Bring out
As
the
soon as
ball.
I heard that, I was just
The
like,
boulder.
kill them. You know,
Shoot
like
on sight.
Well, they also know that they're using the water bottles to diffuse the tear gas. And so
Yeah.
that
On your
is also another reason they're taking it away.
yeah.
Well, I'm
But
going to bring a
that's-
cow
that's
down,
cool.
fresh milk. I'm just going to squeeze the teats and put those in my eye for the tear gas.
You could
Can't
ride
take
the
my
cow
cow
down
away.
there.
Yeah, there you
Actually,
go.
sounds
Win-win.
amazing.
I would love it. Yeah. No, we should. Yeah.
You know who,
some
honestly?
wet nurses.
You know who'd love that? Is RFK Jr.
Yeah.
He'd
Yeah.
love to hear that you're using unpasteurized milk to really wash all the tear gas. And I think
Right
he'd
in
be
the eye.
thankful. Yeah, he's just
Oh,
being
man.
like, don't even let that cow even try to see a scientist.
Have you thought about slitting its throat and putting it on the hood of your car?
Yeah, you thought about letting it fuck your wife?
Oh, goddamn.
That
Well,
cow did fuck your wife, Heather.
it did.
That
No,
was
it
a
did.
bummer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go after it. Well, we were talking a little bit before we went on the air. I know Ed, you like to talk about animal attacks a little bit on last podcast. We're covering Siegfried and Roy currently.
Oh
So,
yeah,
we're about to
that's
talk
that's
about-
a really famous one. That's a good
As
Yeah.
this, as this interview airs,
It's wild.
the tiger attack episode will have just been dropped.
The
I
Montecore
can't wait to hear
incident, as we call
Montecore
it.
incident.
Now, my question is, so Siegfried and Roy, they specifically never said that they were lovers. They were lovers.
Bachelors.
But they were together at some point, right?
They
and then
lived in the same house.
yeah, and then they just were roommates.
Yeah, they called each other partner. So that could be magic partner or magic at home partner.
That's my magic partner right there.
Yeah,
This is my
that's
magic
my magic partner. They each had their own
Get it?
mansion, and then they had a joint mansion in the middle, so they could
Yeah.
retreat.
Joint
But then, we are also trying to get a joint mansion in the middle. God, the
Hell
dream.
yeah.
That's
Someday.
the American dream right
We're
there.
gonna tunnel down under, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And Rob is our tiger, who's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna attack this one.
And
He's gonna do a lot of that.
He'll tear one of your throats out someday, and you don't know which or when. It's going to happen, but you're not sure when. Not sure when. Well, y'all are covering Abraham Lincoln right now. I'm a huge Abe Lincoln fan. I have an
yeah.
Abe Lincoln tattoo.
Talk about
like
a
this big.
tiger.
Wait a second. No, did you say you said you had an Abe Lincoln tattoo?
She has a
Yeah,
big one.
Yes, it's huge. It's like
Really?
almost like a bus size. I'm sure when we're on the cruise, I'll be able to have my bathing suit. You can see it when I'm in my bathing suit.
Is
So
it an
it's like,
Abe Lincoln tramp stamp?
It's not a tramp stamp. It's on the side. So I
Oh,
guess yeah,
okay.
kind of. The tramp
It's a
is-
side.
splitting
It's
your
a side
rails?
tramp stamp.
It's my side story. Yeah, no, I got it when I was like in college, and I guess I just was like, someday I'm gonna be like Abraham Lincoln.
Nice.
and like be a
Full
person
body?
of the people. Yeah, it's full body. And it's just it's his like a bust from his like chest up. So
hat
Okay.
is there.
pre-assassination. So
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's nice of you. Daddy should not put his bloodied head on your side.
That's so crazy that she even says that because I have Jimmy Carter right on
There you
my
go.
ass. Yeah,
Yes.
I have Jimmy Carter. Like I just got it. It's the last picture of him. It's him doing the.
Yeah.
You can't see it. You can't see it. It's
You
Jim
know
doing
though.
the death mask face, and I have it on there just because it's fun.
Yeah, coincidentally, you put a top hat on my balls, and it looks like Mr. Peanut.
You're talking to women. You're talking to nice women. You have to just. We can
listen to the show. They know who I am.
I had to switch gynecologists once because they did say like he looked at my Abraham Lincoln tattoo and then as he was doing the exam was like, "Oh, Abe Lincoln's beard," and I was like, "I have to fire you and report you immediately to the medical board. This is mortifying. I'm gonna die. This is what it's like to be a woman and go to the doctor. I'm just trying to go to the doctor.
I'm trying
Or
to
I
go to the
imagine-
doctor with a fucking badass tattoo and not have my pubes discussed.
Are
Come on
women
now.
allowed to be doctors in Texas?
No,
yet.
not anymore.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We're working on it. This is our year. We think
fact,
it's our year.
We're not supposed to have microphones, so if we get, they're gonna come in and get us.
Yeah.
Just whenever they knock on the door, when they knock, you just go like, "Hey, it's me. Hey,
Hey, get out of here.
We're not-
I'm running my set for the mothership."
Exactly. I'm opening for Rogan. Yeah, just cryptoing. I'm cryptoing alone.
Get out.
Leave me alone. Oh, well, we're so excited to go on this Crime Wave at Sea with you guys.
Yeah, Crime
I have
Wave
to
at
say-
Sea.
We've been promising, I won't say promising, but mentioning we think that Henry can probably call UAPs. So we've been like, if we all stand on the Lido deck and join hands, Henry knows how to call a UAP. I don't
It's
know
good
how.
because I want to know how low can they go.
Well,
You
they
know?
can go.
Yeah.
They can go underwater. They're
Yes.
transmedium vehicles. I actually just took a little class
Ooh.
on orb doing at contacting the desert. They had a whole thing with psionics. You could go and look at all of their stuff, and that's what they call it. Which is, I'm sorry, I'm burping on your show.
That's good.
I see. Normally
Gassy
say that
boy.
for our show.
And apparently the people love it.
They do. See, I won.
Yeah.
And so, but the idea that you can call psionics, and they all say that you call it psionics, and they can call orbs, but they all say the same thing: is that the goal is to be like with as much expansive sky that you can get. Right, you go to a place where you could see as much of the sky as you can, and they
Cruise
just
ship.
say, "Ask for them to show up."
There
We're
we go.
doing it.
All right.
Done.
So
Also-
a cruise ship in the middle of the fucking ocean, nowhere, sky for miles.
Done.
I think that's the perfect place.
In the
Oh,
middle
yeah,
of the
dude.
Bermuda Triangle. Did you, as children, were you also afraid of the Bermuda Triangle irrationally? Ed, I guess you were you in Florida? Were you a little bit closer? But being like in the middle of the state of Texas, we were like, what if the Bermuda Triangle gets us?
You know,
I wasn't
Fort
scared. I was
Lauderdale-
fascinated. I wrote a book report on it in 7th grade.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale actually is one of the points of the Bermuda Triangle.
So we're
And
leaving.
it
I
makes a
lived
lot
there
of
for a
sense.
couple years. Didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and every time I go down there for anything, my car disappears. So it just makes a lot of sense.
He
Yeah,
just wrote
Florida,
a lot of
baby.
Florida material. He was doing a whole Florida tour. You know.
We're in for it.
Hey, my will
Christy
to
knows.
live disappeared while I lived there, so that makes sense. Maybe that's where it's
Have you spent
interdimensional.
time? Have you noticed in Florida that you should even say, I don't know if you work about this, anything in your special, but in Florida, you notice that they have what I find in Florida that has the bifurcation. It's pretty much right down the middle of the state between fun MAGA and really bad MAGA, right?
Yeah.
Like, because fun MAGA, technically fun MAGA,
Fisherman.
that's like Laura Loomer.
Like the
Right,
Redneck
like-
Riviera, like kind
Yes.
of like Destin area.
Fun
Yeah.
MAGA, quote unquote. These are the guys that party. These are the guys that are all saying, "Oh, we're making comedy legal," like that style. And then you have the other side, which is they'll kill you.
Like
Yeah.
You know,
Nazis.
like
Yeah.
and so it's the two. Florida's got both.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got all
Florida's-
kinds of shit. Anything can live down there, surprisingly enough.
It could, except me. I had to say, I had to balance.
And then you went to Texas, so congratulations.
I'm from here. I was the relationship I was in was what sucked my will to live, not the Bermuda Triangle. But then I moved back here.
Yeah.
Were
it
you
does.
with someone from the Trump administration? Or-
Yes, I was with RFK Jr. Guys.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was
He's
before.
so-
It was pre Cheryl Hines, and
oh my God.
we
Y'all
don't
were just
like
watching-
to say.
You are the single most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
That was our foreplay.
Y'all were just watching Curb together, and he was like, I gotta go. And you're like,
Finally.
I was like, why? Every time we watch Curb, you say you gotta go. Don't worry about it.
leave me.
I got a couple of loose ends to tie up.
And that's
God
to the
damn.
whale head on the hood of his car.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
exactly the
God,
loose
those
ends.
things stunk always in our apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you like rotting carcasses? That's a
what's
big
your favorite
thing.
part?
It's a big. If you like rotting carcasses, you're gonna love Robert Kennedy.
If I got a guy
Jr.
for you,
He will bring you a baby bear home, and it will not move. Oh, well, we had y'all out here today to give us some odd but true stories that have happened to you. Contact in the desert, it sounds like that was not just the beginning of your alien exploration, but it sounds like the next step in it.
Yeah.
You know what's
The
funny is
evolution.
I think the closest I got, I've had a couple of moments, 'cause especially going to contact in the desert. I think I take the topic of ufology. I think I take it seriously until I go there. And then I realized that there are many people that are way more serious than me, that are way more not as into drinking and smoking weed and having a good time like I am. They're very, very serious.
It's a bunch of people who haven't studied a day in their life go to a place to study for a weekend.
It's amazing.
oh, nice.
It's amazing. It's for your out-of-pocket uncle, but we're trying to bring it closer. We're trying to bring it back to the internet's version of an uncle. That's like, that's us technically now, but
Yeah. They call me Uncle Heather sometimes when I get a little high and I start being like, I'll tell you what the fucking government's hiding from you right now. You got bodies, man. And they're like, preach, Uncle Heather.
yeah, no, it's coming. Oh no, we know when we are embedded in Uncle Corner.
Yeah.
Like we know when we're there. But I went to two things happened. One was my wife and I went. We thought though it would be cool to go to a talk of a bunch of abduction experiencers. And when we went, we thought it was going to be like a bigger venue, but we went and it was a little room in the back of a church. And Natalie and I walk in, and Natalie sticks out.
She's
I'm
very
like, you-
statuesque.
What, you don't?
She's
You
gorgeous.
see, us together.
Yeah.
It's us together.
How many,
You're
how many
iconic.
pentagrams were on your body?
I mean, that's the whole thing. We are dressed how we are dressed. And then we walked into a very well lit room with 7 alien abductees that all the only way really to describe it was that they all went, "Oh, we're so happy you're here." And when they turned and saw us, we were all like, maybe we should go. I feel like this is one of those things that we like to watch this through a computer
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, we need to be a fly on the wall. Not
Maybe it's
actually
better.
here.
A buffer.
Yeah, because they were all immediately like, "You can bring us on your podcast." Like they were ready to go. We're like, no, not yet.
I love
Maybe
how
not.
it's like people who should be scared of you, but you were scared of them.
I was scared of them.
Table
I was scared of them. And then the other one was I got one of the coolest moments I did get to happen is that I got the full deep state treatment where I was invited to an unknown house in the Hollywood Hills. I wasn't given the address until an hour before the time. And I met with the various, it was after the first year we did Contact.
Mhm.
The next day I get invited from this production company being like, this is like a super secret thing we're doing. I go to this mansion, middle of nowhere. It's all catered and stuff. A bunch of weird looking people there. And then I began to notice people from Contact were there. Like not the organizers, but a lot of the speakers were there and a lot of the big time UFO people. And Lou Elizondo, if you know who Lou Elizondo is, he comes out, right? The big thing was that he then reveals on this lawn that he's going to show, he was supposed to show footage that he had basically stolen. And that the reason why he can't tell anybody where he is because the U.S. government's actively trying to kill him and stuff like that. And I'm sitting on the lawn, right? We're all like, and randomly, an old friend of mine also was there. And he was like I hadn't seen him in years. And we're on the lawn and he's like, "Are we about to be a part of a fucking like psyop here? Like, is this like a whole thing?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I fucking think so, bro. You know, like, I think that's true. And it's like, I literally hotboxed my car before walking in here. So I am fucking fully like,
Just,
I'm
like,
on,
locked in, like,
I'm in paranoia zone. But
Yeah.
then what always happens is that Lou Elizondo comes in, he does all this big fucking spiel, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, they have a big, like a thing set up to watch this footage, and it's all going to be like this crazy thing. And the moment you think he's going to toss to it, and he's like, and honestly, that's why I had to abscond with the footage I was going to show today, because I didn't want to put you all in danger. Like, he did one of those.
He fucking video edged you, you
He
motherfucker.
cock teased you on
Yes.
the absconded
edging.
video.
This
What
was
the
my
hell?
moment.
What the hell?
This was my Nixon showing fucking Jackie Gleason an alien body in the White House.
Yes.
This was my time.
I was this close. This
Damn.
close. Did you read his book, Imminent? Because I was very mind blown by the part where he talks about and
Nixon?
says factually, Nixon's book,
Elizondo,
Imminent. Lou's book, but where he just says, yes, I can do remote viewing. And there was a point that my friends and I all brown bag lunched ourselves and we like all went to a conference room with our packed lunches and then got together and psychically visited a terrorist in a U.S. facility and terrorized this terrorist as, I guess, glowing beings and
Ghosts.
claims, yes, that they like floated over his body. I was shocked that he just sort of, he was like, anyway, this happened and it's a thing that we can do. And I'm like, either that's true or, oh my God, this man has been interviewed by Congress.
Well, this year at Contact, we talked to a guy that was a part. It's funny because with Lou Elizondo, I believe he overstates his involvement across the board. And I actually think that his remote viewing story is one of his more true stories.
Wow.
I think that that's more true than him being in charge of fucking ATIP and OSAP.
Mhm.
And I think that because we talked to a guy who was as matter of fact as he could be.
Major Paul Smith.
Yes, he is. He worked
He's
for
a
the
major.
CIA.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a major.
Yeah.
And he was this real aw shucks Mormon guy that kind of threw out some things about how he ran intelligence for CIA ops in Europe and Africa. And we're all like, that sounds like we're just yada-yadaing past that. That's fine.
Mhm.
And then because it's like, again, that's all he was allowed to talk about. But what he was allowed to talk about was that he taught all of these guys within the U.S. government to do remote viewing, and he can teach anybody how to do remote viewing. You just got to give him $3,000 and go stay at his house.
Oh, there it is. There
$3
it
grand in
is.
6 days.
Yeah,
and you got
that's
it.
That's it. But
I say I read Joseph McMonagle's book, and that he purports the same. Like, if you read this book and follow this, you'll be able to remote view. It's like a thing that you can learn. Some are better than others. It's like not everybody's a piano prodigy, but everybody
Yes.
can learn, hot cross buns.
have you ever listened to or gone into any of the Monroe Institute tapes?
We did an episode on that, and I listened to 2 of the Monroe books and some of their tapes. So yeah, it's similar to, like, kind of connected with that.
Are you psychic?
Yeah. Sometimes I think Christy is psychic, honestly.
My 2025 goal is 1, to get women's rights in Texas for us to be doctors, and then 2,
That's a big bet if you
I
can do
know.
that. Yeah.
but with my newly found, or not, they're not newly found, but I'm honing my psychic abilities. I feel like I can remote view right into the Oval Office and get some shit done.
There you go.
Do it. Just why don't you, instead of remote viewing, how about you go there? How about you just go there and do it
Yeah.
yourself?
I'm always like, I just feel like heart disease, right? No, like I don't have to do anything. Like
People with no
time.
That's what I thought this
No.
whole time. It
People
should
with
have happened years ago.
If you don't have a conscience, you'll live forever.
Yeah,
That's
just
just how it
Jamie's
is.
on his 4th heart. You
Yeah.
know, it's fine. He's still alive.
to live forever.
That's
But
true.
I thought that it was all the stuff in Lou's book about like the Collins elite and how there's this like cabal of like right-wing Christian nationalists that truly believe that the aliens are actually demons that are biblically descriptive, that they're more similar to demons in the Bible than like aliens or extraterrestrials. Is there any truth to that in your
Yes.
opinion?
There
Yeah.
is not that there's an organized group. There's
Yeah,
no
it's just, like,
organized group.
Vibes. It's like people find each other.
The generals, this has come up time and time again about evangelicalism within the U.S. government and how it has affected this issue and obviously many other issues. Because it's a little bit, it's the weird one of the horrible side effects of a religious theocracy,
Yeah.
which seems to be that they are going to cloud their view with this. Like, they're scared of it. That seems to truly be one of the big holdups, is the fact that many of the guys that are supposed to be researching it are actively afraid of it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think people, if aliens did ever come here and show their face, like I think a lot of people would look at them as gods.
Well,
And that's the last thing that these people want, is to, you know, it's one of the commandments that they hold so true, which is you shouldn't worship any gods that aren't the big guy.
but that's why the Vatican's trying to get ahead of it. Vatican really believes that they have put a lot of time and money in ufology, and in scanning the skies. There's a lot of stories about how some of the, if you do believe, which I do believe, that we have somewhere in America, we have crafts of unknown origin, and we don't know what the hell they are. We don't know what to do with them. And there's a lot of information that seems to point towards that several of those vehicles, whatever you want to call them, came from Vatican, the Vatican, Rome, this whole area, right? Because popes and Mussolini, well, it started kind of with Hitler and Mussolini, unfortunately, where they were so obsessed.
Ahead of their time.
Yeah, you know those guys. Oh, it's so hard to be a pioneer. Everybody gets upset. And so but they went looking for antiquities of ancient power, right? And part of it was that Hitler believed that there was some foretold weapon, the spear of destiny, all this stuff that he put money in.
The Ark of the Covenant.
Yes, he put money into go finding ancient weapons of power, and he had a bunch of psychopaths around him that lied to him and gassed him up and said, we're going to go get him for you, Hitler. And so they say a lot of what they did in that then was scooping up anything that was mysterious. And that some of the stuff that was mysterious were these weird things that were buried in mountains that looked sort of like vehicles, and they didn't know what they were. And then when Mussolini had them, he had them for a while. And then when he died, the Vatican took them. And then the Vatican had them. And then we bought them from the Vatican.
Yeah, well, we didn't just get them. We bought them from
bought
the
'em. We had to buy 'em.
Vatican
You-
has to get their money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was nice because they gold-plated the vehicle.
It was super nice.
They're all gold-plated.
It was really, really great, and perfect little place for little kids to really cuddle inside.
And then just come and look at all the ufology that they have in their hallowed halls. But for the Monroe Institute, so did the guy at the Contact in the Desert sort of say that that's similar to going and paying $3,000 and going to that guy's house? Or
He seemed to poo-poo other programs
they
of
often do.
telepathy. Yeah, so he seemed to, because one of the research bits I did was like right before, apparently there was many, like he worked for the Army, but there was also a telepathy program, a remote viewing program within the ONI, Naval Intelligence, and there was also one for CIA. There also one was a wing of MK Ultra. Another one, so there was competing remote viewing groups. And I think Paul Smith sort of, the way he kind of reacted, it seemed to be, he's like, yeah, but ours was the best one.
And it was interesting. And I feel like half of the shit, like thinking about the interview, like afterwards, like, and we talked about it while we were chilling in the pool.
Which we will be doing a Crimewave at sea. If you want to talk about murderous women,
It's
we're
in the
going to be
pool.
in the pool.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. The pool will be saltwater, by the way.
Really?
Because they suck it up from the ocean. And that way they can spit it out
that
and drain
true?
it whenever. Yeah, I've been on a million cruises.
Oh,
when I was
nice.
a kid, that was our family vacation.
Yeah,
all
look
the
at
time.
Nice.
Yeah. What About Me doesn't say midnight buffet.
I've been on several, but I did not know that about the ocean water. It makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's very easy for them to just suck it in and out, so that's good. And when someone shits in the pool, you just squirt it right out and you suck up some new shit.
Do they
and
ever
it's fine.
suck up a shark or a stingray?
Yeah,
or
what
something?
about the seahorses and the fish?
I don't think there's much. You'd be when you're in the middle of the ocean, there isn't really that much.
Isn't that where the fish go?
The middle of the ocean?
That's where I'd
They're
go.
close to shore.
No, if I was them, I'd be stay away from us. I'd be in the middle.
Most of the fish are
eaten.
attached to coral reefs.
What about the
Gotta get food.
sharks?
The sharks also love the coral reefs.
Don't listen
But
to him.
sharks they're too big to get sucked up into the tubes.
We're seeing a lot of
that's true.
confident stuff. We're seeing a lot of real certain stuff about fish
He's
and
from
about
Florida.
seahorses.
He probably knows.
I know a little
Florida.
bit, but not too much.
Seahorses are the only animals that the males have the babies, right?
That's right. That's right.
those
You
are
got your
seahorses.
fishy facts. You know what's going on.
I know
Oh,
what's about
seahorses.
seahorses.
You want to hear
Yeah.
another fish fact?
If I was a seahorse, I would have
Absolutely.
had a dozen abortions already.
Oh,
Hell yeah! Dude's
America, yeah.
Dude's
Take
fucking
that,
rock.
Texas. Yeah, that's right. We have abortions for
man.
fun. I just get my wife pregnant. I'm like, let's go fucking
Yeah.
have one, baby.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah!
it. Greg Abbott did outlaw seahorses
Yeah,
recently because of
seahorses
that,
are
but
banned
yeah.
because they were deemed too much of a pussy fish, is
Yeah,
what
because they-
Abbott called them.
Because their genitals work. All right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Got his ass.
Got his ass. Goddamn.
Really having
we're gonna
fun.
call all of the seahorses, octopus, and I feel like UAPs to us when we're on that ship. I kept
Oh,
saying
yeah.
boat. Christy's like, it's a ship. I was like, I've never
Yeah.
been. I was like,
Sea house. It's a
It's
sea
like
house.
a
It's a
sailing resort
We're
hotel.
gonna do it.
It's a
We're gonna-
city. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
crazy.
huge.
There's gonna be like 30,000 people on that fucking thing.
It's not.
It's gonna be really weird.
It's
Because
gonna
I
be.
think it's like
yeah.
3,000 passengers, but like 1,200 of them are with us, and I'm like,
Yes.
that is a significant amount that are not with us that are going to be like, who are those people? And what
But
are
when
they
the
doing?
shit goes sideways, who are they going to come crying to?
They're gonna
All of
call
us.
Oh
us.
yeah.
We're
Oh yeah.
gonna
We
figure
have to
it
go
out.
on the lifeboats. You know,
Yes.
they're for us.
When
Yeah,
the
I'll be
orbs
waving
come-
from the lifeboat. Bye, bye, my wonderful fans.
When the UAPs come, they're going to be like, can we get? No, you can't talk to them. We've called them to us.
Kind of
Like-
a thing. We kind of have first.
We got
refusal.
first dibs.
Dibs
Yeah.
on them. Are you going to do it like Chris Bledsoe? Have you read his book, UFO of God?
Oh
God,
yeah.
he was fucking
Was he there?
hot shit at the contact
Was
in
he
the desert.
there?
So there's certain guys that roam around.
He looked
contact.
like Elvis.
There's certain guys. He's not even exaggerating.
Oh,
Chris
no way.
Bledsoe did not go anywhere without at least 3 pretty tight cougars all over the
Not
resort.
big cats. We're talking
Yeah.
No,
the women
ladies.
Not
kind.
the kind that attack.
Ladies.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Women, everyone said that. Everyone's like, women love Chris. And I was like, really? And you walked in? Because he did one of those at the end of the night. One of the best parts of Contact is the night hang.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Is that the seeing these guys, watching Nick Pope be staggeringly drunk. Because he starts early,
Yeah.
right? Nick Pope starts in the afternoon, and he was going, I'm always in the mood for a bit of a pint. And it's just like, you're an alcoholic. But he's a fun guy. He's a fun guy. And then Chris Bledsoe at the end, one night, he pulls out his guitar.
Oh, God.
And he's out there and
They
they're
like his
passing a
guitar?
joint around. He's playing the acoustic guitar. All these like ladies covered in turquoise are like really feeling it. They are like, he is a master there.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Is he the one that
Incredible.
wore the hat, Heather? That wears the leather hat?
No, you're thinking about the cryptozoologist
That's right.
from South Texas. Chris Bledsoe's the one. I think we talked about it in the UAP episode that he encountered the UAPs and then later on, like, kind of traced them back in his life. That like he was in a car accident and the UAP was there, and then they chased him and his son through a field, and then separately he got to where he could call them, and he alleges that he was taken to the Monroe Institute and that they trained him on a lot of the hemi-sync ways to call the UAPs with that technology. So it all
Was
connects,
it-
man.
Is it James Taylor on the acoustic? Is
Yeah.
that how you
Yeah.
call him?
He mostly seemed pretty concerned with his dates.
Yeah.
When I was
I had to look up a
Around-
picture of this guy. I can't remember what he
Yeah.
looks
I
like.
thought he was like kind of more religious leaning, but maybe
let's just say
he
I don't want to
graduated.
I don't
No,
want
by
to burst your
dates, he
bubble.
meant the fruit because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
diabetic and he
It was-
needs
Yeah.
to keep his blood sugar up.
But I don't want to like burst your bubble, Heather. But
Mhm.
a lot of these guys say they're super religious. They end up being.
Yeah.
Is there a worse word for pussy hound? Like, is there a worse word for like? It's that. Like, I think that he has, and I mean
boy,
this.
boy
Yeah.
penis sound?
Yeah, a bit of a predator, but a fun predator. You know, a fun predator. Like he's
Yeah.
he's because I don't think
Yeah.
I didn't hear any
Predator
Gatians.
2. That's a fun predator.
Yes.
No, but yeah.
No one was tossing Gatians around with him. He wasn't doing bad. honestly,
just
they
chilling.
looked like they were having a blast.
I'm like, you know what? If the ladies are coming to you, it's like the UFOs or the orbs. You can't help it. If you're just sitting
No.
there playing James Taylor and everyone in turquoise, whether it's an orb or a grandma comes at you.
I've seen orbs and I've seen domes. I've seen starry nights that I'll never see again. You know, he's like one of those guys. He loves it. Chris Bledsoe's wonderful.
So have you
Wow.
ever seen an orb yourself, or have you ever been at the abductee round table? It sounds like you didn't have anything to offer, but have you seen anything? You just want to
he had a
believe.
lot to offer.
You say you
You have
saw
stuff
an
to
orb.
offer. I just mean not a
Well,
personal.
The closest I got, truly, the closest I got was one night in Atlanta. I had been drinking, but
Fair
the only
enough.
reason why I know that it's real is because the Uber driver that was with me also reacted. So
Oh.
we were leaving a bar. It was like 2:30 in the morning, right? And we were leaving the bar. He was driving me over a set of train tracks. And I mean it. This is real. I saw a thing like a beach ball. It looked like it was about the size of a beach ball. It looked like wobbling. Like it looked like a giant bubble kind of. And it was moving in a sort of parabolic arc
Oh.
down the railroad track. And the only reason why I definitely know we saw something because the Uber driver stopped on the tracks.
Oh,
And he was
great.
like, what is that? What is that?
101 of Ubering. Don't stop on train tracks.
But I was so excited that I was just like, you know, like
Yeah.
up against the window, like not looking at where the train was coming and stuff. But I believe that what you'd call a ghost train, I do believe the concept of there is liminal.
Sounds like a ghost handcart.
It might have been.
Down.
Well, have you heard the whole thing with like liminal spaces?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Yeah.
idea of transitory areas. It's why they say that ghost activity kicks up when you're moving, or ghost activity kicks up during like a divorce or during something like
Oh.
that, because it's about you being in a transitional phase and also transitional places. It's why things like train stations are really haunted, and why that's what they say is that you're in a place where no one stays.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
And
Track
so
some
you're
type of energy.
Yes,
Mhm.
there's like something there. It's like a in between waypoint that things float around. So I don't know if it's a ghost or not, or an orb. I still believe in the very end, there is like what you'd call a quote unquote scientific explanation
Mm-hmm.
for most of these things. It's just what sounds wooey. We're just not really doing yet. We're not really going to be talking about how consciousness isn't like here. You know, like
Yeah.
consciousness is mind and brain are different.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mine might not be in the brain.
That's
So
what we
the
tried to
mind's-
discuss, like
Yes.
particulates, like particles. Like if the mind, what does the soul look like, or where is that you at? Like, what do you envision of the you? Is it like a tiny little morsel? Is it like a cloud inside of you? Like, what is it that we can't put our finger on?
I literally kind of view it in my own way as like a little tiny version of me is in my head. But I also think that it's the distinct difference, which is truly when you see a dead person, there's something about how empty a dead person is. Like, don't you know, that was like the first thing when we got to see our good buddy Kevin, when I went to go to his funeral, and I looked at him and there was something about it where it's like, he's literally like deflated. Almost.
Yeah.
It's like, he's not the thing anymore.
He
It's
did
like
not look like himself.
yeah, it was like a wax model, right?
Yeah.
And there's something, I know that everyone says that about dead people, and this is not the soul. It's not about the, I think calling it the soul, you can call it the soul.
Yeah, he's there, but he ain't there.
Yes, he's not there. So who's he?
Yeah.
Where's he?
That's
Right?
honestly not, I mean, I love the man. I feel weird saying it, but like it's trash at that point.
Technically,
Like, it's like,
you're
you
just
know,
meat. You're just meat. But
It's like an empty grocery bag.
Yeah.
I actually read a really interesting theory, and I don't know how to believe this, right? So let's think of one theory I've read, that's the idea that one thing we found when we were making more and more smaller, like computational, like chips, memory cards, the more and smaller and the bigger that they could hold, the more and more we realized like data itself weighs something. Like data has weight. Data in a chip is a physical thing. So
It's written.
the information that's in our head, our memories, what makes us who we are, all the trivia we know, all that kind of shit, on some level, that is weighable information. That is literally has a physical weight to it. And they've talked about how when you die, you lose this like incremental little bit amount of weight.
The
Right,
21
grams or
grams
whatever.
theory.
Yes, one of those things. And that when you lose that weight, it's not your soul leaving, it's literally the data.
Ooh,
Leave it.
wow.
Oh, okay.
And that when
Releasing
the
the chips.
data is emptied out,
7 pounds.
the way, yeah, it's 7 pounds or something like that.
7 pounds.
The data, that's what goes behind, and that the soul itself is that data.
Mhm.
It's that stuff. And then it's just more like, where does it come from? And then where does it go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you're already empty inside?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
different. We'll have to, I
Is there
can't
some
wait
people-
to dig up fucking Stephen Miller's grave and test.
He's one of
Because-
them. There's like some people you stare at and you're like, I don't want to stare into this because I feel like it's like an empty thing that's almost like pulling. And I'm like, some people, you talk to and you're like, the lights are on and someone is home. But
Yeah.
other people, it is like, there's whatever that is.
A
I feel like
darkness.
that is missing.
Emptiness
Yeah, it's like a darkness.
behind
yeah.
the eyes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some weird, like,
Liquor helps
something,
with
something's
the
missing.
emptiness.
Well, y'all are fixing to do on June 20th, the last podcast, Beyond the Veil Seance on LPN TV. Are you expecting to make contact? Are you
That
gonna?
was
Also, we're about to do a
noise of
paranormal.
disgust.
We're going to do a paranormal overnight by the time this airs. So, what advice do you all have for us?
Yeah,
to,
we're
like,
going to
make
Vermont
contact?
this weekend to
The Wilson
Castle.
Castle.
We're doing a
Oh,
paranormal
we're going to talk to the
investigation.
ghost of Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, we're gonna find him just like in the corner.
I'm still
Let me tell you,
alive.
there's all the ghosts are at the top.
You
We're
wish I
living in
was a-
castles.
The
We're living in.
You wish I was a ghost. I am still very much alive.
This castle belongs to the oligarchs. Y'all seance.
We are being led by an exorcist, a professional exorcist by the name
Hell
of
yeah.
R.H. Davis. And she, according to her, we're to expect results.
Ooh,
She said she guaranteed it.
I have no idea what that means.
guaranteed it.
Yeah, she said that there's always something.
She says that she essentially talks to ghosts and that there's a difference between the entities that she talks to and demons or all that kind of stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm like, when she heads into sort of Christian Judeo sort of talking points, that's a little bit where I'm like, well, I understand. She says to me she's using the word demon as sort of like a thing that everybody knows what that is
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
terms of the Christian version of a demon.
Mhm.
But she says the key is no matter how you feel, you have to be open in the moment.
Okay.
That if you kind of like something to happen, you really can't go in as like, this is dumb or like this
Mhm.
is bullshit. Like you kind of do have to go in, which is why
Are
again,
you
if we-
talking directly to me right now?
no, because I don't need it from
You
you.
feel attacked, Ed?
No, he's good. You're fine. You understand. You're
Yeah.
game for the night. That's
Of
all you gotta
course.
be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's what this show is. I show up and I listen. I learn.
He's
There
our
you go.
Winston
You're
Zedmore.
such yes. Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
RIP to
There's
the
a
judge,
steady
by the way.
paycheck in it. I'll believe anything you tell me.
Yeah, that's his job.
Yeah.
That's his job. But that's one thing that she said, and then the other is to literally, you should ask permission. You should also do something in a way to cleanse yourself before you come back home.
Mm.
That's the other thing, is that we're literally going to have in our seance, we're going to have a, however you feel about it, we're going to have like a cleansing like arch that you're going to
Oh,
walk in
nice.
and out of. And that's not just to cover us legally, which is true. And you know what is hilarious is that we do have to do it legally.
I was
Yeah,
like,
but-
people
yeah,
are
like-
signing waivers.
Yeah,
Yes.
like if you get a hitchhiker, you can't sue
Yeah.
us.
We
and
are
stuff.
literally,
should.
we're
Yeah.
giving releases for
Mhm.
this because there was I forgot what show did it. Somebody said, I forgot what show.
Ghost Hunters?
They left the show. No, but it was like crossing over one of those.
Oh,
Okay.
like John Edwards kind of.
Yes, and they said that when they went home, they said they started experiencing ghosts, so they sued the production company.
Oh.
No way.
This is what
How do you
I
call a
love.
witness in that trial? That's
Oh
tricky.
my goodness. Yeah.
Well, you remember this
Like,
story? It was like the haunting in Connecticut where they tried to do the thing where like, we're putting the devil on trial.
Yes,
yes.
we're going to say
Mhm.
the devil is real. And
Made me do it.
they do that kind of thing. And you're like,
Amityville and all that shit.
yeah, and you just, devil doesn't show up to court.
No,
No.
it does
No,
not.
no.
No, he
Does
owns it.
not.
The
He's too busy
He's
in
the
the
judge.
Supreme Court.
Yeah.
The Oval
He's
Office right
running
now.
it all.
What are you
Yeah.
hoping to? Do you either of you have someone in particular you hope to contact?
Whoever it is, they better have some sound fiscal advice.
so
From the
not your
future?
father.
Yeah, my father actually just passed, and we were
Sorry to hear
so we were at Contact because, like, again, how I feel about all things. I say this just like Robert Anton Wilson. I am a full-on agnostic. I will always have one foot in, one foot out. I do not. Well, I like to play with the idea. So we went to Contact, and I got my aura read. I had my aura photographed and read, and the lady was leading through me, and I wanted to help. And so on some point, she was like, "And here's your 4 spiritual guides," and I was like, actually, my dad just passed. Maybe he could be one of those spiritual guides. And she was like, nah. And I was like, I was teeing you up. Like, you just were about to, like, you're supposed to drag me down. You're supposed to go like, yes, I know.
That
it was like a test.
It's like even more legit. She's
she was for real.
I got a mediumship reading because my dad passed away in 2017, and my sister for a gift got me a mediumship reading over Skype with a woman she found on TikTok. And I will say it was strange how much this woman was able to describe about very specifics about when my dad passed away, how it happened, what happened afterwards, the way people behaved at his funeral. Did
she kill your father?
Yeah, she was the one that did it. And I was like, no, I always joke, this is a very dark joke, because I was like, I know you didn't kill my dad, because I did. I was the one that said yes for him. So I told that at the in-laws house the other day, and they were all like, oh, I go, we're doing a overnight paranormal retreat on Father's Day. I was like, maybe dad will show up.
Yep, mine's dead too. So here's
hey, I got a dead dad. I got a dead dad, and I'll raise you a dead mom.
Hell yeah.
You win. You got a full house.
You got a full house.
The saddest full house.
It's an empty house.
It's not full.
I got that.
Not so full house.
So my mom always said she would haunt me, and there was like she said she would, and it's been 9 years now.
Mostly she just haunted you financially.
Yes, yes, very much set me back pretty far. But so if it doesn't happen at the seance, I would say it's probably never going to happen at this point.
Well,
she says she can control who comes through, which I do think is probably good, right? You can't do the thing where you could say, I want to talk to Houdini. And then she's just like, Houdini's here. So it's not like that.
If someone does like an incoherent fake Asian accent, that'll be my mom.
If only. Oh God. And she also says she can dismiss who she doesn't want to talk to.
Oh, okay.
So if you got literally, I was like, I don't want to talk to my fucking grandmother. I hate my grandmother. My grandmother, this is true. My grandmother's a bitch. Right?
Yeah.
So if she shows up just to guilt me, I'm not going to fucking handle this. Have you guys been watching the Lori Vallow trial at all?
I've seen clips of it, of her defending herself. People often send me, because I'm a lawyer, they'll be like, did you see this? And I'm like, yes, every pro se defendant is an idiot. Yes.
Those are hard for me. The ones with kids are hard for me, but I am all in on the Karen Reed trial. I could give a TED talk at this point.
See, I am basically a juror in the Lori Vallow trial at this point.
Watching it.
There was a point when Lori Vallow was cross-examining Brandon Boudreaux during this whole attempted murder trial. And the only way I could describe what she did was, imagine you had a mom that could take you to court to ask you in court if you love her. And it's like the shit she was doing, asking him about her favorite dishes she used to make for him, and say something. She's like, it's not like we ever used to do bad. And they, they're just doing objection, relevance, relevant. And then, but you're literally watching a lady weaponize, homicidal maniac. I'm sorry. Weaponize a court to guilt this dude. Like,
do you love me?
Yes. Do you love me? Like, literally, it was the wildest shit. Some of that stuff is like, that's where I was like trying to explain. I know I'm 41 now. When I'm watching this, I'm gripped. I'm like watching it fully. It's just fascinating and horrible all at once. And so that's why I was like, if my grandmother comes to this fucking seance just to fucking tell me I'm fat, I am going to flip out. Yeah.
I'm going to go through the veil and I'm going to push her out myself.
Yeah, I'm going to push her to hell.
You've gotten fat. I've always been fat.
You got fat again. You did lose some weight, but now you're fat again.
I'll lose several pounds when I die. God damn. Well, I hope it goes well. We got to tune in. It's going to be on YouTube, right? Streaming?
Yes. On the 20th of June, and then we'll replay it, of course. So,
yes, we will. It's at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. PST, and we are. It's only
9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST.
It is, right?
Yes.
Time zones, dude.
Great.
The bane of
Holy
our
Christ.
existence.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. my brain. But we are, they say that also, she apparently says people that are watching at home, something could come through for them as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I said, it's like my Skype.
guaranteed
psychic. Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is a very compelling woman. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to do with her.
I mean, she'll tell you. I think the first thing is pay her.
Yeah. No, she said no money.
Really?
She's not giving her
for the
money. That's the
feels.
other thing I will say. She is doing it because, I will
Advertising.
let's just put it right here. She's inviting like executives and shit to watch her do her thing.
Mhm.
So she's using it like an industry night.
Yeah.
And we're there like, all right, like you do this shit. But she's all saying like, I got this. So we'll fucking see.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my haunted Ouija board. We're going to be at the
Yeah.
Mystic Museum in Burbank, which is filled with haunted objects. She also dispels cursed objects. So she does the thing and she'll fix them and stuff.
I should bring my father's ashes.
Oh.
Yeah. See if she can.
I got a little sample
Fit him right
size.
in the
Do
middle
what
of the
with it?
table.
I got a little.
we'll
I got
see.
What is she going to do with it?
I don't know. It's an object.
She
Yeah.
puts it on the table and just does a line. That's how she makes contact.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, thank you so much. She like pours it all over her pizza. And you're like,
Daddy.
He was part Parmesan.
It was Parmesan. Haunted. We went to you said haunted objects. Have you ever been to the Zach Bagans Museum in Las Vegas?
dude,
No.
I went to the Zach Bagans Museum. It was one of those, right? I'm in Vegas. What am I doing in Vegas? So
Yeah,
Vegas,
fucking
my favorite. Natalie and I, we go to Vegas where we literally don't gamble. We are just people watchers and we just eat like maniacs, right? Like
Hell yeah.
that's our favorite thing. And so I show up for the Zach Bagans thing and I'm waiting online. I'm waiting to go in. And then I see that sign that says the tour is 3 hours long.
Yep.
Dude, when we got out, Christy's father-in-law just said, I hope that doesn't happen to me again. And I was like, that's what it felt like. It felt like it happened to you. Like it was an ordeal
I
that
felt
you
like
saw.
I was being held hostage. I asked to leave at one point because the
couldn't breathe.
smellscapes. I was about to fucking pass out in that one room where they're like, yeah, it's the circus room. We got popcorn pumping in here. And then the other room had like this sweet musky smell.
It was terrible. Yeah, he goes, well, we got to, kind of cover up the old mansion smell. It's still there.
Yeah,
it's
still
there.
Very
Yeah.
much there.
Who's the haunted doll they got there? Betsy or Becky or something like that?
Peggy.
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 How
And
was
they said-
Peggy?
Peggy was there and you open it. They said, before you go in, they're like, this is first, of course, every tour guide is one like the most deranged, happy person ever. And they're like, this is Peggy. She'll ruin your life. Say hi to Peggy. So we went in, they said, you can say hi to Peggy and then you can send her messages of what she wanted. And the whole time I just kept saying, the message I was sending Peggy was free yourself, destroy this place and free yourself, Peggy. Free yourself.
Break out.
Amazing.
Like Annabelle did. Annabelle went,
Yeah.
Where
burned,
is she?
let those prisoners free,
loose.
set that plantation on fire.
Yeah, she
That's
did.
right.
She
Now
was
she's
a
on tour.
rampage.
She's making the whole circuit.
We still haven't seen her back.
No.
She's not been back. They lost her. So
They lost
maybe
her.
she.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Annabelle, they say that she's not lost, but no one has delivered real proof.
I've literally asked, and I feel like we have enough connections to them being like, I want a fucking picture of Annabelle
Yeah.
with the newspaper.
in front
Proof
of her.
of life.
yeah.
Proof of life of Annabelle.
Holding it in front of
Because
her.
the
Yeah,
guy
she
went,
to
he
go.
was just like, Annabelle's never left the museum. That's ludicrous. And he was obviously in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
And then with the Annabelle in the back. And I was just like, that's so suspicious. That's so wildly suspicious.
She's not
that
there.
It just gets to a point. Yeah. She's right
No,
there.
Annabelle. Yeah, she's behind you. Yeah.
Oh, I recently met Robert the doll. Where's Robert at?
It's at my
yeah,
house.
Robert. Key
I was
West.
I gotta bring it back. Yeah.
Bring Robert back. What are you doing? He can't be at your house.
He's hanging out.
Fucking, what are you talking
Robert's
about?
fine.
He's hanging out.
You didn't ask me. I'm his caretaker.
You gave it to me. I had him in my
I did
bag.
not give him
From
to you. I
Contact.
gave him to the studio.
From Contact.
I know, from Contact.
Oh, he
Annabelle
went to
made her fucking
Contact?
Oh, we brought Robert. I mean, I'm going to show him the world. You probably
Well,
meet him on the cruise.
Yeah, like
One of
Flat
our-
Stanley.
Bring him on the cruise. Yeah.
I think I
Ooh,
will,
yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Well,
Please.
we did a little bit that we might do again where we improv a date between Robert and Annabelle. And then we had the dolls up to microphones, and then I did my Annabelle voice, which is I did.
It's like Billy Bob Thornton.
The smooth old man inside the old man inside the little doll.
We envisioned Robert was a little bit like, "Hello, mommy, may I have you?" Like,
Well, Annabelle, it's all that old man ghost.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
inside
Robert's
of it?
actually a little girl.
There you go.
Yeah, so you never know.
I
lot
feel
of
like
Roberts.
Annabelle is probably haunted by the sex predator that used to own her, Ed Warren. Who they always leave that out of the movies. That
Yeah.
he
Can't
was
even
kind of a sex
begin to describe what Ed did to me. I'm just a little doll, and he kept looking for a pot that I don't have. He
Looking
kept
for the
lifting
hole.
my skirt.
I know I'm a Raggedy Ann doll, but I didn't want to be a cum Raggedy Ann.
Come right.
Jesus Christ.
I
These
know,
are
these
nice
people. I shouldn't be.
Oh,
why am I
we're
here?
not that nice. We're really
Come Raggedy Ann will live rent free in my head forever. Christy, wait. Put that in your list of things that you go together that will be costumes.
Oh, my mashup
someday.
list.
She
Come
has a
Raggedy Ann
mashup
doll.
list. Come
Yeah.
Raggedy Ann. is a
I'll
great
put it on
mashup.
there.
It's a costume.
My husband found his old high school journals
Yes.
the other night and was reading us some poetry and
included-
cum
Cum-
covered something was mentioned.
I think it was cum crusted hair.
Hey, as long as the journal wasn't cum covered.
No.
Was
it
was
was
he
wet
being
though, and he said it got wet in a storage unit, and now I'm really suspicious.
That's what he calls his pants, the storage
I
unit.
was masturbating inside the storage unit.
That's how it got wet. God damn.
There's
Oh, it's
something
gonna be
about a
man.
garage door that I could shut behind me. It really gets me randy.
Something
It's
about
going.
being in the pitch black.
God damn, I
Sounds.
cannot wait till our vacation together. We're gonna have so much fun. Y'all are doing a belly flop contest, right? Is that the
They
plan?
said no.
They told
No,
us
they
no.
said
We
no.
tried. Yeah,
You
so
motherfuckers.
it's gonna have
Haters.
to be a renegade belly flop contest.
Yeah, it
I'm
can
gonna
still
bring
happen.
a megaphone and we're gonna
Yeah,
start our
we'll
own.
just-
We have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
talking about one thing we do want to invite you for, which we're working
Yeah.
on now, is we are going to do some form of, I am threatening to do some form of karaoke based event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please come. That is what
Yeah.
we're trying to work on at some
Absolutely.
point. They're trying to put it. Honestly, I'm just jockeying for position right now because they're like, we can put you in the conference ballroom, and I was like, no, it needs to be at one of the bars. It needs,
Needs
to be in
a
one
club.
of the
The nightclub.
yeah.
Up
So
top.
just
As
see
long
what
as
they can
there's
do.
a bar in the conference room, I think that'd
No,
be
because the
fine.
problem is they said that the bar would have to be on the lower level. People that leave go down to get the drinks from the lower level, then come back up. And I
There's
was
no
like, this is
rules
not-
at sea, man. Just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
throw some beers up
The
there.
way that Ed is just going to be going, there's no rules at sea. And they're like, Mr. Larson, please.
I thought it was pirate laws once you
Yeah,
get
it's
out
pirate
on the
law.
open water.
It is pirate law.
Mr. Larson is actually, there's actually quite a bit of regulations here.
We did an overnight on the USS North Carolina, and when we were there, we got admirals hats
Mm-hmm.
that have like the battleship and the admiral. They kept calling it scrambled eggs, but whatever. But we're like, admirals are higher than captains, so if we wear these, then we are in charge of the ship, right? So
You're like,
basically, we can do whatever we want.
take
Let's
over at
go
some point.
bomb Russia. Let's go.
Full speed ahead. They'll
Right
let us
through
do
that
it.
triangle.
West.
But we are, I already have my fits picked. We're going to have
Nice.
so
Yeah.
much fun, and I'm excited. I don't know what the hell we're going to do. I don't quite know yet what we're going to do, but we're going to have a big old show. Aren't
We're
we?
gonna have
Yeah,
to
we
figure
don't.
it out.
We don't
Same.
know either.
We've been saving stuff ideas, but yeah, no, there's not really. Yeah, we'll figure it out when we get
Maybe
there.
we should compare notes to make sure we're not talking about the same deaths.
Definitely
at
gonna
sea.
be the
One thing I want to do
Yeah.
is we've been talking about doing some crowd work bit where we choose, we let the audience help vote of like, here's 3 women, who's most likely to get pushed off by the end of the weekend, and then like, here's 3 guys,
Who's the pusher?
who's the pusher? Yeah, who's the
Yeah.
guy who's gonna
Pusher.
do it? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and then
And
you
then
get
we
to
pick-
avoid them all week.
And then
Yes.
watch them. We watch them like a hawk. Christy keeps
Yeah.
promising the Lido deck is a party, so I've never
It
been on a
is.
cruise
The
before.
Lido
This is my
deck's
first
where
time.
Everything's
it's at.
happening. I said 3 a.m. if we all gather on the Lido deck and hold hands and chant.
Play
and
James
call
Taylor.
them to us. I think we're gonna see something.
If we don't attract a bunch of UAPs, it will at least be a bunch of old ladies in turquoise jewelry and just as mysterious.
Just
I'm
as
a bit-
mysterious.
I'm just scared about being man meat on this thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Well,
be-
that's-
you're
we're
gonna
bringing
get
the
grabbed
line.
up.
I know my wife is there to protect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my wife is there to protect me.
She's
Ladies,
security.
just leave me alone.
He's taken, ladies.
Ladies, leave me. You gotta leave me alone. I know I look good sitting on that beach. I know I look good.
Collar
We're
down
gonna
the
be on a
morbs.
Royal Caribbean owned island, so you know that fucking thing's haunted.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Some shit's
Yeah,
going down.
we'll do the historical.
Henry, you and I
story
are translucent. So do you sunburn real easily like I do?
I'd be shellacked. I'm gonna be
Just
covered.
white nose.
You know what I found? You know what actually works? And I had to find it. Was that Korean sunscreen?
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's the
Really?
stuff that I could finally, because I'm sorry about this. I am covered in hair. My back's covered in hair. My front,
You'll
every
see.
part of me is. You're gonna see.
See?
I have the body of a
So is
landlord.
Heather, so that's fine.
Yeah, I'm covered in hair. That's my Abraham Lincoln tattoo. It's the beard is real.
Whoa!
Henry looks like a pierogi that fell on the barbershop floor.
You saved that joke. And but the Korean skincare, it goes right through the hairs.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Nice.
You
So
can
you
really
don't have-
shellac yourself up pretty good.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
This is going to be a
And
good
also,
time.
my hair is a sort of natural, like, barrier to the
Yeah.
sun in my more thicker, hairy parts. But it's really like the tops of my feet really get burned in my.
Oh yeah, the tops
Yeah.
of your feet.
The palms
People
of my
forget
hands.
to sunscreen those.
Yeah,
The
well,
palm-
you're always
Are
doing
you
this to
just
the sun. Yeah.
He likes to raise the roof a lot,
Yeah,
and it's like,
he's
stop raising the
constantly
roof,
raising the
Henry.
roof.
It's called my teardrop.
Henry, stop. Stop raising the roof. God.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to connect to the Zoomer.
You got to keep one foot. Like you said, you always have one foot in each world.
I'm the
One of them's
same.
Zoomer.
I'm the same. I would say I'm probably agnostic. I say atheist, but I'm too open-minded, I think, about stuff to be a full-blown atheist. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
but I
not
hate
committing to
atheists.
anything. I like to keep
Yeah.
my. What'd you say?
That's what I'm. Yeah, he's an atheist that hates atheists.
Yeah, they're so annoying. They're so.
We are annoying. We're very annoying.
Fuck.
I'm
You know
a
what
Zen
it is?
Buddhist, so all of you guys are right in my opinion.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
There you go.
See, I just believe that there's just no simple answer, and we don't know. And so,
Same.
if you don't know, you never will know
Mhm.
unless God shows up, and He ain't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, I would say that that's
She
the main issue. What?
It's Alanis
I'm
Morissette.
sorry.
They.
I'm
They.
sorry. I'm
They
Please.
won't.
sorry.
They.
Fucking
You're right.
What a
They.
cis
Well,
thing to
well,
say,
we
yeah.
we watched Dogma not a couple days
love-
ago.
I
Oh,
just saw
that's one of
Dogma
Heather's
in
favorite
theaters.
movies.
Paris and I just went to go see it when Kevin Smith came around and did like Q&As, which was a lot of fun to have him. He, the part at the beginning, he like grabbed the mic and was reading it out loud. And I was like, little Heather somewhere is like shitting her pants that like
Yeah.
this movie I loved 20 years ago is now, I get to hear the guy say it.
Literally same thing. We actually talked
He's
to
a
him
good-
this morning, and he was great.
Did you?
Well,
He's
That's
a
why
good
I'm wearing
dude.
a hockey jersey.
Yeah.
Always. I took my
Yes.
husband's a big fan too, and the reason why he's a filmmaker, he like listened to the Mallrats DVD commentary as a youth, and I took him to Red Bank, New Jersey, to the Clerks 3. They did a premiere and then a Q&A afterwards, and
At the
then a little meet and
Smodcastle?
greet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was at I think it was like a local theater, because it was bigger than I think their Smodcastle, but they have a
He
it's
bought
film
a movie
festival.
theater that
Yeah.
he changed it to. My movie was in that film festival.
That's
And
nice.
yeah, no, it was very cool. But yeah,
I love
I think the movie theater is also called Smodcastle.
Yes,
It
Smodcastle
is.
Cinemas. I fucking left my purse outside the Quick Stop. Like I hung it on like one of the yellow pillars out there to take photos. And then we drove off. I might have been smoking a little bit. We got like maybe 15 minutes away. And I was like, where's my purse? It had everything in it, cash, ID, credit cards, phone, everything. And we drove all the way back and then went into the Quick Stop. And I was like, did you happen to find a purse? And he was just like, here you go. And I'm like,
Damn.
New Jersey, baby, that's the Quick Stop for you. Like
Yeah.
it was, I would have been crushed if I was like, and then the Quick Stop, my purse got stolen. It was awful. It was just the nicest people that were like, yeah, here you go. We had it right here.
Nice.
So-
Awesome.
I love
All
Kevin
intact.
Smith.
Probably
I
just filled it
love
with fucking soda and
Yeah.
stuff. That's the thing. That's the
You have to
Jersey
pay us.
way. It's like I'm not gonna steal it, but I'm gonna ruin it to piss you off.
Yeah, let me rub
I'm
it on
gonna
my
take
butt.
a dump in it. So when you get it back, you'll know.
Broke a
Don't
couple
do that
eggs
again.
inside. Welcome to Jersey,
You
baby.
learned your lesson, though.
Oh, I love it so much.
Fuck your
Thank-
cash.
There's no cash left. There's no cash left. You guys have been so much fun hanging out with us today. Thank you so much.
Yes.
No,
Absolutely.
this was really wonderful. So nice
can't
to
wait.
hang out with you. Can't wait to be at sea with
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna
Oh.
vacation together soon.
Yeah.
This
It's going to
is
be
exciting.
so
fun.
much fun. Yeah.
Introduce
You're
all
bringing
the
the
spouses.
husbands, right?
Yes.
The husbands will be there. Yeah.
Can't
Wonderful.
wait. Y'all
Yes.
bring some
And
wives.
you're bringing your wives?
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
yes.
There's going to be
Yeah,
so
so
many of us.
Is there
to
anybody else from
really
the last-
contact something?
Oh, we're all gonna get the mood together. Is there anybody else from the last podcast crew going?
Just us.
Just us.
for y'all. Hell
Just
yeah.
us. We're gonna have
Nice.
and honestly, I think we're gonna do it to it.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
Oh, also to
We're
bum
gonna
you
do
out
it to it,
again,
too.
Ananda Lewis, former MTV VJ, also just died.
No way,
That's,
no,
that's the
Ananda.
three.
Yep.
The fall. The first it was Brian Wilson, and then it was the judge from Ghostbusters, and now this.
It's- Oh, what a shitty day.
Three in
Three.
one day.
Three in one day.
What
Oh.
happened?
It's
Yeah.
hard times to tell.
She was
happened?
young.
I love Ananda.
Which
Lewis.
who was it?
Ananda Lewis from the VJ.
If you'll see, as soon as you see
Oh,
her,
she had
you're gonna
breast
be
cancer.
like,
That's what it was.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
whatever.
sad. She had breast
R.I.P.
cancer.
Ah.
Oh,
damn.
that's so sad.
She was very sweet. She was the VJ I wanted to hang out with.
Well, yeah, she was
Those
smoking.
days,
She's
like
gotta
this
be.
close to the TV, I was like, man, someday I'm going to be on MTV.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, as a
Yeah,
fat kid,
TRL.
as a little fat kid, just being like,
I was a
I
little
can't
fat kid.
wait to be at spring break with all the girls.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go to Daytona Beach someday. And I was
You're
like,
all
no,
gonna
you're not.
love me when I go down there. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
When I was
"Oh,
old enough to
wow."
go to Daytona Beach, I was like, fuck no.
Yeah, it's bad.
Same thing with when I was old enough to hang out with Pauly Shore.
How was that? Not good?
No, he's actually delightful.
Nice.
But you know, I'm
But
sure-
still,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
still worth. He's 55. You know what I mean? So it's not quite the same. It's not. It is not as exciting as it once was.
No.
No,
But
not at all.
Son-in-Law is an underrated movie.
I
Oh,
loved that movie as a kid.
I mean, the whole middle of the
man.
country loves him because of it.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
it's true.
I love that fucking
goddamn.
movie.
Well,
Well,
we're gonna. This
watch
conversation can
Son-in-Law.
go forever.
It could. Watch
It could.
Son-in-Law wherever you can stream movies. Listen to Last Podcast on the Left, Side Stories, Brighter Side, all the LPN shows wherever you can. Watch the Seance on June 20th on the Last
Yes.
Podcast
Hell yeah!
YouTube channel.
It's at LPN-TV, our
There
new
you go.
YouTube
Oh,
channel.
nice.
Oh, hell yeah. We'll go watch that Seance. We'll be watching it, and we'll talk to y'all soon. We'll see you on the ship.
Yes.
Yeah,
Crime Wave at sea.
Crime
Yard. We'll see you out there.
Dead men tell
no tales.
Oh, you guys are the best.
This is great.
Oh.
Thank you.